What up, guys? I'm Randall Vaughn, Dinks Water Emporium, and right now I'm talking about banking for medical cannabis, specifically for New Jersey. So guess what, guys? Number one, New Jersey has credit unions, has standard banks, tier 1s, tier 3s, schedule 1s, schedule 2s, all those kind of things. But guess what? A common saying that we kind of laugh about in the industry, if you aren't in the industry yet, is you haven't done anything in this industry until you've had a bank account closed by a bank. So guess what? It kind of means that banking is a very difficult situation. Even if you're medical cannabis and you're licensed by the state and you're doing everything right and playing by the book, guess what? Any bank can decide that they don't want your business and can close your account like that. So here's the number one thing I'm going to tell you regarding banking. Number one, normally you want to have a parent LLC or corporation that doesn't have cannabis, hemp, or something like that in the name. Just be smart. Have it be something super generic. That does not mean that that business can't have a doing business as name or have different brands underneath it. But for your banking, it's very much going to help to leave CBD out of it, hemp out of it, THC out of it, cannabis out of it, anything that could be construed as that, or even nicknames in those things. Some people have put other things that's like, oh, well, they won't know what that is, and then their account still gets closed. Number two, if you have an account at a normal bank, let's say Bank of America, Wells Fargo, U.S. Bank, some of the bigger players, if you're doing that, you have to be careful. If you're writing a lot of checks to other cannabis companies, they may have names that are going to get your account flagged and closed down. So here's the thing that you want to look at. Number one, and it can be expensive, so I'm not recommending, but number one is look to credit unions. Just start calling credit unions and asking them if they are willing to have a bank account with a medical cannabis company or a hemp CBD company. That you will normally most likely find one at this point in every state. Number two, there are people now going to Canada and going with major Canadian banks and just banking across borders. It's absolutely fine. You do have to report different things on your tax returns, and your CPA will be able to guide you in that. But that is one where most people, if they've gone to Canadian banks, the fees to bank with those banks aren't as bad as normally the fees with credit unions. But there can be some other logistics. If you are an ATC or a dispensary and you're dealing with a lot of cash, the Canadians might not have a branch near you where you're going to be able to swap bills and do all those other kind of things. Number three, you do need to determine if you actually need a bank account. Here's the thing. If you have a regular bank account, whether it's a person or from just any other business you have, and maybe you only need to swap bills and you don't need to actually deposit the cash anywhere, then you can just use any bank account to be getting change for it. So guys, there's my three key things to help you. One, avoid getting your bank's accounts closed, guys. That's the number one thing, is that's the thing that hurts all of us. Number two, I'm not talking about anything about merchant services, total different video for that, but I hope those three key things help you. One, keep your bank account open a little bit longer, and two, deal with and hopefully avoid some major fees, which are the banks, in my opinion, just taking advantage of our industry. Our industry isn't risky. It doesn't have when we're talking about that we go through this entire background check and we do all this compliance stuff to be legit and be legal, why is the bank acting like we're somehow criminals? So guys, there isn't a reason for the banks to charge us these higher fees. It's just a profit center for them. But unfortunately, that is the world we're dealing with. So guys, I really hope this helped. And like I said, this is primarily talking to people in New Jersey right now because they're kind of expanding their medical program, but you can really take these hints no matter what state you're in. And so with that, guys, I'll see you next time.